Want to bring in former Trump presidential campaign senior energy advisor and inaugural committee finance vice chairman, Hamm is with me right now, who is also the chairman and CEO of Continental Resources. Harold, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Well, I mean, Stephen Mnuchin, how do you think he handled himself, first of all?
Well, first of all, I think Stephen's very well qualified for the job, and you know, overall, he's going to do the best he can answering you know, some harsh questions, and so I think he did a great job.
Well, I don't even know if that question was harsh. Does he fire people? Is he known? I don't even know what it was. I mean, it sort of had no substance.
Well, it really didn't. I mean, you know, obviously you have to let people go once in a while, and it's unfortunate, but not everybody performs up to the standards that you need.
So let me ask you about the overall situation in terms of the confirmation hearings. Do you think President Trump will get his picks in terms of his cabinet, or will some of them be stalled?
Well, I think they'll all be.
You will? You think they'll all be confirmed?
I do. I think they'll all be confirmed. You know, it's very solid cabinet all the way across, and you know, so I think that he'll achieve confirmation.
Now, of course, you have been a great advisor to the president-elect on energy, and now Rick Perry is also in the spotlight. The former governor of Texas testified to lead the energy department as well. Let's take a look.
Okay.
My past statements made over 5 years ago about abolishing the Department of Energy do not reflect my current thinking. In fact, after being briefed on so many of the vital functions of the Department of Energy, I regret recommending its elimination.
It's hard to see how we can pursue an all-of-the-above strategy if so much of the department's all-of-the-above capabilities are eliminated. My question is, do you support these cuts? Yes or no?
Well, Senator, maybe they'll have the same experience I had and forget that they said that. But
we're counting on you. We're counting on you to educate the incoming president.
Actually, there were a few funny moments in the Perry hearing. Actually, that was funny. Do you think he'll get confirmed? And what do you want to see from the incoming energy secretary?
Well, you know, they have a lot of people there to, you know, it's a big administration, and so it's a big agency. You know, it's a full-time job. A lot of it, you know, a lot of people think it's, you know, strictly about oil and gas, but certainly atomic energy is a big part of what they do. And, you know, I think he'll do a very good job. He's, you know, as governor of Texas, you know, that's the biggest energy producing state in the nation, and you know, he's very well versed on what he needs to do.
Well, given what you know and your vantage point running Continental Resources, can you give us a sense of where the opportunities are? The president-elect has said many times that he wants to tap into energy resources throughout America. How do you do that?
Well, first of all, you know, you honor what's going on, and that's the American energy renaissance has been brought on by horizontal drilling in this country, and you know, develop the largest gas field in the world, you know, the Marcellus, you know, take advantage of, you know, all the oil resources that we have today, the Bakken, you know, the Permian, you know, we're still finding new oil here in this country, and certainly, you know, could double production again. So we've doubled it once, we could do it again, and you know, it's you have to let it go to do that, and certainly, I mean, without it, we're feeding you know, enemies in the Middle East and others. So we need to develop our own.
How significant is the oil patch throughout the country, where you just mentioned, obviously, the hot spots, in terms of being a job creator? Well,
you know, we added 1 million jobs, you know, during this energy renaissance. And certainly we had to make a drastic cutback the last 2 years with what went on with OPEC. But, you know, those jobs will come back. And they have come back. They're coming back now. So, you know, as we go back to work, and certainly, you know, these are high-paying jobs. You know, everybody thinks about a roughneck being out there, but, you know, we're talking about very highly skilled work, you know, to direct a bit, you know, down 2 miles and 2 miles to the right or left, and develop these fields. So it's you know, these are high-paid jobs, and certainly can do a great deal for America, put us back to work.
If Donald Trump is effective in terms of putting us back to work via the oil sector, that would suggest that we will have a lot of oil in this country. We will be a great oil producer in the world. Doesn't that long-term, I know these are long-term contracts, doesn't that send oil prices lower long-term?
Well, you know, demand has gone up. We're about 100 million barrels a day, close to it right now. And you know, the last couple of years, you know, 1.6 million barrels in 2015, 1.3 million barrels of new oil demand last year. And certainly we should deserve to get our part of that, our share of that. So, yes, you know, but, you know, everybody looks at it, well, we could be, you know, one of the largest oil producers. We are.
Yeah.
You know, right up there with...
But with more oil, doesn't that send prices lower?
Well, you know, it did. We oversupplied the market just a little bit, but, you know, it's caught up. You know, demand caught up with it. And certainly, you know, we had you know, OPEC members that was flooding the market and brought on... while we cut back 1 million barrels, they added 1 million barrels.
Okay.
And so did Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harold, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you so much. Harold Hamm, CEO of Continental Resources.